Many people understand the phrase cause and effect, but few people understand that by operating from a higher mental and spiritual state, that you can influence your physical experience and stop living as a victim of circumstance. What if you're not a victim of circumstance? What if you're creating more of these experiences than you realize? Most people know the phrase cause and effect, but very few people understand it. My name is Mark, aka Create Lifestyle, and I help people, especially those over 50, break out of outdated beliefs so that they can create freedom, abundance, peace of mind, residual income, and leave a powerful legacy. And if you're under 50, you can certainly glean a lot of insight from these principles and avoid years of struggle, accelerate your growth, and achieve your goals. I call all this escaping the matrix. And right now I'm talking a little bit about the Hermetic Principle, cause and effect. Now, everything happens according to a law, right? If I drop my pencil from my desk, it'll hit the floor, right? That's the law of gravity, okay? There are spiritual laws as well. Things are not random. One of these laws is the law of cause and effect. This law basically says that things don't just happen. And it ties into this ancient text called the Kybalion. And it teaches about this law of cause and effect. Every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. Nothing escapes these laws. The challenge is that these laws are invisible. So we call them luck, we call them chance. And chance basically is a law that we didn't understand. Let that one sink in. You'll get that one on the way home, perhaps. Anyway, this matrix, it teaches us how to react. It wants you to react. It wants you to react to the news. It wants you reacting to bills, to fear, to circumstances. But react to people, we stay trapped. How do I know that? Because I was there. Conscious people start asking, what is causing this? What belief created this? What actions created this? So understand that the higher controls the lower. This law of cause and effect, it basically says, and most people heard it, as it is within, so it is without, as it is above, so it is below. And what are they talking about? They're talking about the spiritual planes. And the main ones are spirit, mental, and physical. So these are different planes that blend together at various times. And these higher states, which is the spiritual state, controls the lower state. I used to work back in the day as a travel agent, and we were on our way to Barbados. So here we are, we're all at the airport. It's about 7 of us. We're at the airport and we're starting to board the plane. And everybody that I was with, they all got upgraded to first class. We're at JFK Airport and we're flying from JFK to Barbados, a beautiful island down in the Caribbean. And they didn't have another seat for me. I got put into coach. And I immediately just felt down and dejected. And like, why didn't I get a first class seat? So my whole mental state just dropped. But then I started thinking like, wow, why am I so uptight? I'm on a plane right now and I'm about to go to Barbados. So that immediately shifted my whole attitude. It took me from this down and out gloomy state up into this very positive state. So that's an example of just shifting from the physical plane up into the spiritual plane. And it was a great trip. It was fantastic. And on the way back, I flew first class. So anyway, the gratitude changes the effect. You can cause the effect. Most people wait for the happiness, they wait for the abundance, they wait for the confidence. But what if you could just create that feeling first? And then what if that gratitude came before the blessing? What if the confidence comes before the achievement? What if the abundance began as a state of mind? So this is what we're talking about. Now, to connect it to the law of attraction, this is where the law of attraction often gets misunderstood. People focus on what they want. They stay emotionally attached to what they don't have. They want abundance but feel lack, want freedom but feel trapped, want success but feel unworthy. The feeling becomes the cause, and then the result becomes the effect. So if that makes sense, you got to have that feeling before you're going to get the effect. So you got to feel successful. You got to feel worthy. And then you got to take some steps walking in that feeling. Now, escaping the matrix is not about running away. It's not about cowering down. It's about becoming aware of your thoughts, your reactions, your patterns, choosing a new cause, a new belief, a new perspective, a new identity. Now, understand that freedom requires action. Awareness is powerful, and you're becoming aware right now, but awareness alone is not enough. It requires action. It requires building new skills. And that's why I talk a lot about affiliate marketing and sharing digital products with the world, which creates residual income and leverage. Because eventually your awareness is going to need a vehicle. You're spiritual, you're waking up, and that's fantastic. But we still have to break out of this matrix. In order to do that, it requires some financial sovereignty. So you need a way to go about doing that. And as I mentioned, we're using affiliate marketing, creating online. So if something like that interests you, just check around my bio and you'll find some links to get some more information. Now, understand that every effect has a cause. Most of these causes are invisible. This matrix, it wants you to react, but freedom begins with the awareness. The higher influences the lower. Gratitude will change your state. So you can become the cause instead of living as the effect. If this is making sense to you, share, follow, subscribe, and stay with me for more of this kind of messaging and information. As I always say, the only way out is in. And understand that most people spend their lives reacting to the effects. Freedom begins when you become conscious enough to create the cause. Peace, one love, and control your destiny.